we go again.
I demand more.
I want it, I need it, and I'm gonna have it.
Back. We're now here live on the phone. We have Kim's friend Danielle.
Yay! Hey Danielle, how are you doing?
So for those of you listening who have seen the Hottie Mommy that is on Twitter and Facebook and viral and ESPN, this is the mama right here online with us. Hello Danielle, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, I think we're all doing good.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Doing good. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this craziness?
Well, it's really kind of, funny. We were at her orientation, which is 2 days long, and the parents were separated from the kids or the students on day one around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon so that the students could go do their, freshman bonding thing, whatever that is. And the parents were bused over to the stadium for dinner. While we were having dinner, of course, there were speakers about the family association and joining the family association, which is, I guess, like college PTO, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's a good way of putting it. Just give me my money.
exactly. Can you just write a check, please?
Yeah.
So during the dinner, one of the speakers, she talks about a contest for $500, and the best selfie and things like that. And so after dinner, all the parents go downstairs, and we had been given instructions that we could, take any kind of picture we wanted anywhere around the stadium. We could go up in the bleachers. It didn't matter as long as we didn't hurt anything or anyone.
And no nudity.
So,
Did they specify nudity?
I was walking.
Sorry, go on.
I was by myself and walking around, and I noticed that there were quite a few other parents on the sidelines taking their selfies, and they had their backs to the football players, trying to capture them in the background of their selfies. Like they're trying to be discreet about it or something. I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm like, what? So I'm watching this, and I'm like, that's silly. So I just walked out onto the field.
Yes.
I'm like, hey, guys, can y'all take a selfie with me? It's for a contest for $500 towards tuition. And they're like, yeah. And so Gabe Schrade is the one who came up. He's like, well, we got to do something good, like an action shot. We got to pretend like we're tackling her or something. So I'm like, okay,
fun.
that's cool. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very fine.
I didn't mind. So,
Of course you didn't. My kind of girl. I would have done it too.
So I was joking with them. I said, okay, somebody else has to take the selfie, though, because y'all have longer arms. That's what I told them. That was my excuse. And then, so we did several photos and kind of laughed and, talked for a minute. And, I got their names. And, well, a couple of them, I knew. Two of them are actually Gabe or Gabriel. So I don't remember the other two's name. The other two of them, their names now.
No, but
anyway,
they were
so
pretty.
We finished. And at that point, all the other parents that were, trying to sneak and take pictures decided to walk out on the field, too, and come over and take pictures. So I turned around to the guys. I'm like, hey, I feel like you're selling me out here. So they were laughing and stuff. And then I was just kidding around with my daughter, and so I sent her the pictures, the first couple of pictures, and jokingly told her, made some new friends. Don't wait up.
That's my favorite part about this whole thing.
And, of course, you saw her reaction where she's like, wait, what? Mom, you're a cougar. And first she sent me the skulls. I didn't know what the skulls meant, so I was a little confused. I was like, what the heck is that,
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because at the top of the screenshot, there's a couple of skulls on there. And I was like, okay, that had to be a previous conversation or something. I wasn't sure how that related.
Must be.
Well, mine's not just even.
I'm thinking she's referring to the fact that, Mom, you're dead. Don't do that kind of stuff. Those are my target, my meat. I'm their age.
It's actually apparently a new emoji language. It's like you're dying laughing.
I see.
Okay.
See, we're old.
And I only know this because one of the local TV stations here called me out on it. So online, which I was like, hey, okay, whatever.
That is brilliant.
So Avery got the photos and then she posted them up on her Twitter account. And obviously she meant it for her friends, but this thing has gone viral. How many times has this been seen or viewed or tweeted or retweeted or, you know?
Well, the two screen captures she posted on her tweet, it's actually right now has over 100,000 retweets.
Wow.
And it has over 449,000 likes. But it's also total times it's been seen is over 17 million times.
You have been seen by over 17 million people. Just saying.
Now, see, Danielle and
17 million people have looked at your face.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's a nice looking face. Danielle and I have known each other through Facebook and mutual friends for, God, almost over 8 years, less than 10 years, right around there somewhere. And I mean, she's always been absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and you know, and I noticed that on some of the media they're calling you Danielle Clay, and in others they call you differently, and then you know, Danielle is just everything that when I grow up, and of course I'm older than she is, but when I grow up, I want to be Danielle. You know, she's tall, she's beautiful, she's blonde, and it was really funny because my 17-year-old son came into the radio studio yesterday, and we were talking about the situation, and he kind of pops his head up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I saw that on Facebook or something," and he thinks Facebook's for old people, so he saw it on Instagram, he saw it on something, and you were on Good Morning America yesterday, and when I told him,
good places.
Yeah, you were on Good Morning America, ESPN, Sports Center, Fox, ABC, NBC. This thing's gone huge. And when I told him, I said, "Yeah, you know, that's Danielle." He looks at me, he goes, "You know her? You don't know her?" And I said, "Jack, look at her Facebook page." And he looks at me, he looks at your page, he looks at me, he's like, "She's hot."
So, what do you think of your new nickname, Cougar Mom?
Oh, I don't care. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, but see, aren't they actually the Bobcats?
I'll be whatever you want. I'm still the one in the picture with the hot guy. So.
That's true.
That is right. My favorite one is the one on the page
with the cutie one,
where the one guy's holding it with a look on his face, and you're being tackled by the one with the beard. Just absolutely adorable. I love the look on everyone's face. It doesn't. I mean, for something that's kind of staged, kind of not staged, it's still so perfect.
It's adorable.
Well, the pictures were really cute and funny, but it's really the conversation between Avery and I that I think made the whole situation explode. It was just her reaction to the whole thing.
You mean the point?
Hysterically funny.
The point where you said, "Don't wait up."
Yeah. In all fairness, though, there was actually a series of texts in between the two photos that she posted, and that was, in my opinion, just equally as cute and funny, where she asked me how, and I said, "I went to the stadium and they were practicing," and she said, "So you just went and talked to them?" And then she sent me, "I hate you, LOL." So I told her, yes, people were trying to act like they weren't taking pictures of the guy, so I walked out onto the field and talked to them. She goes, "Of course, this is definitely you. This is what happens when I leave you alone."
So who's the mom and who's the child?
So I was cracking up, and I actually posted a screenshot of that on my Facebook to my friends, and I said, "Reverse parenting level expert."
Well, I'm wondering if your daughter just is going to be it. She's going to be the girl on campus this year because of you.
Oh, yeah. Well,
the freshman.
Avery is freshman. Across the country right now.
Right?
Yeah, Avery is drop dead gorgeous in her own right. And she's kind of a redhead. You know, I mean, Avery, but I mean, this has got to have moved her from incoming freshman to like rock star status.
Right, exactly. And I could only imagine her going through campus and these football players saying, "So, how's your mom doing? You know, we miss her."
Well, you know, it was funny is yesterday, Gabe, the one with the beard, he actually tweeted Avery, and he said, "Let's do breakfast." And he tagged the other two guys, and then he says, "Bring your mom."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you remember? You know, we're all old. We're all. Oh, I was just going to say
Thanks.
we're all
Keep
old
saying it.
enough.
Old enough.
But we're all old enough that we all remember the term MILF, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, you are like the mom on campus. How does that?
I'm head MILF in charge.
Yes, you are.
So we heard that there was a scholarship amount of money that was attached, and that's
You
been
said $500,
$500,
right?
yeah, and that was reported on all the news. But now it turns out like that's not exactly how it's going to go down.
Yeah, so we found out yesterday late afternoon that from the Family Office Association there at Texas State that there are apparently there are a scholarship opportunity from the Texas State Credit Union, and they were the ones who were apparently offering $500 per orientation group, and it was just a drawing. And then they told me that the funny selfie was only for like Spirit Gear, T-shirt, mugs, whatever. And I know that I wasn't the only one who got the impression that the selfies were for the $500 price. And really, that was the only motivation, the only reason I even did anything to begin with. You know, I need money for my daughter's tuition. So, yeah, $500, you know.
It goes a long way. Well, maybe not so long.
They should have given it
Well,
to you.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
they
it's like,
should have.
you know, $25,000 a year. $500 isn't a big amount, but every amount helps. So.
It's going
Maybe-
to help with the books. It's
I-
going to help with whatever.
I tell you what, if we could come up with a GoFundMe where you can get $1 per retweet, you would have her whole tuition paid.
she
Just
could
for
get
all
her
4 years. That would be awesome.
and her PhD.
Take that scholarship, 500 folks.
Well, you know, I'm sorry to hear that the $500 is not going to be on the table, but overall,
Yeah, it was kind of disappointing. It's definitely not how the story should have ended. So,
Agreed.
No, it shouldn't have.
Right.
You know, this has been a lot of fun. So we're happy.
Notoriety. I mean, your face is on everybody's screen on Twitter and
I bet there's a whole lot of football players with screenshots on their phone right now.
Of course there are.
I bet there's a whole lot of women with those screenshots too.
Yeah, but they might have cropped you out for that.
Oh yeah, they were cropping the guys out, going, "Find him, find him."
Oh yeah, those were some good-looking young,
Very good looking
men. I'm gonna calm down now. Well, wonderful.
Tried to not reply to a lot of the comments and stuff that I've seen. You know, people, the internet's going to do its thing, so you're going to have a lot of positive and a lot of negative, and 8% of this has really been positive and funny and stuff. But you always have that 2%.
right,
So.
Of
the
course.
trolls.
I'm trying not
Yeah.
to respond to that 2% and, tell them, hey, look, here, people, everybody in that photo is over 18, and okay? In fact, they're like over 20, I believe, so.
Well, yeah, because all the freshmen were in orientation. They were not freshmen.
Yeah, they weren't. Yeah, they were. You know, we Danielle and I have a mutual friend, Ken, who makes cheesecakes. He makes the most amazing cheesecakes ever. And I told him yesterday, we were on Facebook chatting about this, and I said the only way that this would ever happen for me is if I just smeared myself with one of Ken's cheesecakes and then stood behind Danielle and pushed her down.
Well, we definitely enjoyed having you on. Thank you so much for giving us some of your very valuable time. And we are definitely enjoying your photos.
Thank you.
yeah, the
I can
guys
make people laugh
especially.
and get
Oh, yeah.
I love the
a happy
pictures.
accident for sure.
You know what? You may not have gotten the scholarship, but you got everything else. You got so much more than you bargained for, actually.
Well, it sounds
That's
like
true.
it sounds like Avery's got a lot of new friends, and maybe you too. So we're gonna let you get back to work now.
This
But
would have been nice, but
Yes. But you know what? You never know.
You
might
never
get,
know what will come out of this.
If you're being notarized by ESPN2 and all these other organizations, there might be someone out there who hears about this, who
Right.
steps forward and says, hey, you're such a good sport. Let me help you out with that tuition. I mean, it'd be great.
You never know
I mean,
who will
yeah,
step
Exactly.
up.
Maybe this will go all the way to the top office. Donald Trump has enough money to pay her tuition.
right? Right, he has enough, money to pay for everybody's tuition. I think.
Mine too. We're all going to college.
It would be awesome if somebody were to do that, but we're not going to ask or expect that by
Exactly.
any means. So,
But it'd be great if it happens, and if it doesn't, well, A lot of
yeah.
people know what you look like and your counterparts on the football field.
Well, thank you, Danielle. And this is playing live right now, but we'll try and get you a copy of it, and it'll play again later this evening, and I'll tweet you a link to it so that you can, put it up on your Facebook. But thanks for talking with us when you've been talking to really important people like ESPN.
Right? we're in the same category as ESPN? What?
I think my next tweet out is going to be, hot moms meet like cold margaritas.
Well, that would see. You're the hot mom. I'm the cold margarita.
We're in for
perfect.
that.
Both,
Well, thank you so much for being on today.
Thanks, Danielle.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. I'll chat with you soon. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that was just wonderful. I love her.
She is such a neat lady.
Yeah, I can
and,
tell.
And she is just...
She is a MILF. She's
she is-
adorable.
oh, my gosh. She is... and, these...